We're continuing our close-up series. This week we've been exploring Russia's third largest region, Tюмень, in western Siberia. This time we're taking you to some towns and villages that bring you an authentic Siberian flavour. The region is home to more than 30 ethnic groups and is believed to be the birthplace of the famous Russian dish pelmeni. RT's correspondent Igor Ogorodov will be joining us more later in the programme.
You can tell an ordinary Russian and a Siberian apart in the blink of an eye, wrote one 19th century anthropologist. In those days, Siberians wore different clothes, ate different food, and hunted different animals. But what about now? My journey began in Tюмень, but the big city was all shiny oil-funded skyscrapers and shopping malls, much like any other prosperous Russian outpost. So I decided to travel to Ялуторовск, a small town just outside.
Угощайтесь, гости дорогие, нашим хлебушком острожним. Парня молодого полюбила я. Парня полюбила на свою беду.
Pelmeni. These humble meat dumplings came from here to dominate the Russian cuisine. But only in Siberia do they put them in soup or fill them with cabbage and jam, making sure you can have pelmeni as a starter, main dish and dessert.
At the beginning of winter, the whole family gathers at the table every evening to make pelmeni. Once we have made enough, we freeze them outside and eat them the whole winter.
Yet I wasn't sure I'd received the authentic Siberian experience. So off I went to the taiga, the wild coniferous forest that carpets the local landscape. Although it may draw the ire of animal lovers, most people in Siberia see nothing wrong with hunting, though only a few decide to participate.
Вова, ты на ту сторону пойди. Петрович, ты по центру, а я налево.
Смотри, куница. Видишь какая?
I still felt like a tourist, so I ventured even further. Pamak is in the middle of a swamp, only accessible by air transport in the summer months. In winter, a path is cleared through the ice. It's inhabited by Siberian Tatars, a large Muslim Turkic minority that migrated here before the Russians.
I was born here. I grew up here. I don't like city life. I used to have a job driving a tractor, but now times have changed. There are no jobs. I just live off what I grow and catch.
And this is real Siberia. Maybe not the stuff of tourist brochures, but distinctive enough to show that after all these years, Siberia is still not quite like anywhere else. Igor Ogorodov, RT, Tюмень region.
And in fact, we can join our correspondent Igor Ogorodov live now from the Tюмень region. Igor, what makes this Siberian region so special for everyone?
Well, there are several answers to this, because when you're talking about the Tюмень region, you're not just talking about the cities and you're not just talking about the countryside, and there's a lot of difference between the two. If you go to Tюмень, you wouldn't actually notice very much difference between it and any other kind of rich, prosperous Russian place. There are a lot of new buildings, you get all the same chain restaurants as you'd expect to get anywhere else, you get all the same shops and all the same facilities. And the people here, they imitate the lifestyles of people in Moscow. They listen to Russian music from the capital, they listen to Western music, they watch Western films, they have all the facilities to lead the modern lifestyle. But in order to find the real kind of special, different Siberia, you'd have to go to the places like the village, which you can see in my report, where we visited. And, you know, you could see that how relatively poor this village was, but also how difficult the life there was. Not only is it inaccessible, but they don't even have basic electricity for more than 6 or 7 hours a day. They get it in the evening, between, say, 7 o'clock in the evening and 11 at night, and also for 1 hour in the morning. The rest of the time, they don't even have electricity, not to mention anything like running water. And particularly when you're talking about winter, when you're talking about temperatures of minus 35, imagine what it's like to be living without electricity or hot water. It obviously makes their lives much more difficult. So if we're talking about how different Siberia is, you definitely have to talk about different places to find out. Now, also, I've got with me Agripina Polomarchuk, who's a local journalist, and you probably know more about Siberian traditions than I do. What is so different about Siberia?
You know, first of all, it's about how to live against this cold, you know. We have a really cold winter this year, and it was a time to refresh memories, how to live, how to survive, you know, when it's so cold. But as we can say, Siberian man is not who don't feel cold, but who know how to wear right way, you know, so...
But what about the people? Do you think that this cold weather, this difficult lifestyle, it changes the personality of the people?
Yeah, I think it's about the spirit, you know. Siberia and Tюмень especially is a place where people, a lot of cultures and religions live together in peace, you know. And we have different traditions, like Russian religion traditions and traditions of Siberian Tatars, and altogether I think it's collective